So you've just reached the second sea, and now you're confused by the overwhelming amount of things to do. Well, worry no more, because in this video I'll be giving you the complete second sea leveling guide, which quests to do, which ones to avoid, and the fastest way to level up. This is part 2 of my Blox Fruits Leveling Guide series. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get started. Before we even start grinding, let's talk about your build. In the first sea, light fruit is one of the best for grinding. Fast, efficient, and easy to use. In the second sea, though, it's still good, but not the best anymore. Here, fruits like Kitsune, Gas, and especially Buddha take the spotlight. Out of all of them, Buddha stands out as the best for grinding, especially when paired with a strong sword or fighting style. It's also one of the easiest high-value fruits to get through trading, so your main goal should be to get Buddha as soon as possible. If you're using fruits like Flame, Sand, or Blade, it's better to switch to Ice or Light in the second sea, because those fruits just don't keep up anymore. You can trade for better fruits in the cafe, but be careful. It's easy to get scammed if you don't know fruit values. Check Discord servers or value websites before trading to stay safe. For now, keep grinding with Light or Ice if you don't have Buddha yet, but keep trying to get it. Most players get Buddha through trading or stock, and if you're lucky, you might even roll it. But remember, don't go searching for Buddha with nothing valuable in your inventory. That's one of the biggest beginner mistakes. You'll need at least a good fruit to trade up. There is a slow way to climb from bad fruits to Buddha, but if you're new, it'll be really tough. So for now, focus on grinding first, and make getting Buddha your secondary goal. Keep rolling fruits every 2 hours and save up 1.2 million belly, because Buddha comes into stock around once every week or two. You can use stock websites or search Blox Fruits Stock Live on YouTube to check what's available without reopening the game every time. And again, while you're waiting for Buddha, keep grinding with what you have. Once you finally get Buddha, I'll also go over the best stats and fighting styles for it and some other useful tips later in this video. Now that your build is sorted, let's talk about how to start leveling in the second sea. When you first arrive, there are 2 ways to continue leveling. The first is the normal route, doing the Raiders quest. But here's the thing, it's pretty slow. To level up faster, you can actually go back to the first sea and farm the Galley Pirate quest in Fountain City until level 725. That method is much quicker early on. Once you hit level 725, come back to the second sea, and from there, I'll guide you step by step through every island and quest. After reaching level 725, start grinding the Mercenary quest until level 775. We're going to be skipping most bosses in the second sea, and here's why. First, most of them are too far from their quest givers, which wastes a lot of time. Second, they don't give that much more XP compared to normal quests. And lastly, even if you server hop, you'll find that they're usually not there anyway. Now, after level 775, start grinding the Swan Pirates all the way up to level 875. It might get a bit boring after a while, so if you want a small change, you can try fighting the Jeremy boss once you reach around level 850. But honestly, it's not recommended. The Swan Pirates are much better since they're close together, respawn quickly, and give consistent XP without the hassle of waiting for a boss to spawn. Next, move on to the Green Zone Island and start farming the Marine Lieutenants until level 950. They're a little slow, but the other quests at this level are even slower, so this is still your best option. Once you hit level 950, head over to the Graveyard Island and farm the zombies until level 1000. This part should be pretty easy, since the zombies are close together and respawn very quickly. After reaching level 1000, head over to Snow Mountain and start farming the Snow Troopers until level 1100. These guys are also close together and easy to farm, so this part shouldn't be much of a hassle. After reaching level 1100, things start to change, because now you've unlocked the ability to host raids. You can technically join raids before this level, but you can't host them yourself. And let's be honest, it's pretty hard to find someone willing to host and carry you through a raid unless you pay them with a fruit, which always carries the risk of being scammed, unless you're playing with friends. But now that you can host raids on your own, you can start gathering players who also want to raid and host for them, letting both of you benefit from it. This becomes especially useful if you're using any awakenable fruits, like Light, Ice, Magma, or Buddha. At this stage, if you manage to awaken Magma, even just the Z move and F move, you'll have an extremely powerful fruit for grinding. In fact, I recommend switching to Magma if you can, since it becomes stronger than Ice or Light once awakened. You can also awaken Light or Ice if you prefer sticking with them, but remember, You can host raids now, not solo them yet. You'll still need help from other players to finish. If you're using Buddha, this is also the point where you'll want to start awakening it. But keep in mind, the Buddha raid is one of the hardest in the game, and you definitely can't solo it yet. After level 1100, head to Hot and Cold and start farming the lab subordinates until level 1150. After that, you have two options. You can either farm the Smoke Admiral boss, since he's close to the quest giver and gives decent XP, or you can just stick with lab subordinates until around level 1175 for a smoother grind. Next, farm the Magma Ninjas until level 1200, and then move on to the Lava Pirates until level 1250, both found on the lava side of Hot and Cold. Afterwards, make your way to the Cursed Ship. If you're using Buddha V2, I recommend heading to the cafe first and disabling your Z Awakening before grinding here. This is because the Cursed Ship has tight doorways and narrow rooms, which Buddha V2 can't easily fit through. You'd end up constantly transforming and untransforming, which slows you down. Once you're ready, farm the ship deckhands until level 1300, then the ship stewards until level 1350. After leaving this island, don't forget to re-enable your Buddha Awakening for the next areas. Now move on to the Ice Castle. Farm the Arctic Warriors until level 1375, then switch to the Snow Lurkers until level 1425. The Awakened Ice Admiral boss is optional here. Finally, make your way to the last island of the Second Sea, Skull Island. Here, farm the Sea Soldiers until level 1450, then finish off your grind with the Water Fighters until level 1500. And just like that, congratulations, you've completed the Second Sea. But before we wrap things up, let's go over some Buddha build recommendations and a few extra tips that'll make your Second Sea experience even smoother. First, let's talk about Buddha. If this video was made a couple of months ago, I would have 100% recommended using Sharkman Karate for grinding in both the second and even the third sea. But after its rework, while the moves got the glow up they deserved, the M1s were ruined. And as we all know, when grinding with Buddha, M1s matter the most. That's why it's better to go with Water Kung Fu, since its M1s are still solid. If you really want to use a V2 fighting style, then go for Death Step. But for most players at this stage, Water Kung Fu is the best and most practical choice. If you're looking for a sword, Rengoku, Gravity Blade, and Dragon Trident are all boss drops and work very well with Buddha. Now let's move on to some important tips. Firstly, it is always recommended to get your race to V2 and V3. They give useful buffs that make your grind and fights much easier. If you don't like your current race, you can re-roll it for 3,000 fragments and then unlock the V2 and V3 versions of your preferred one. Also, make sure to complete the Colosseum puzzle early on. The warrior helmet accessory you get is great when paired with Buddha and a fighting style. And don't forget to give Trevor a fruit worth 1 million or more and defeat Don Swan. Both of these are essential steps if you're planning to go to the third sea. I also recommend that if you're using Buddha, focus on a fighting style over a sword. That way, you'll only need to invest stats into melee and defense, since Buddha doesn't use fruit stats. If you use a sword, you'll still need to keep some melee stats for energy, so fighting styles are just more efficient overall. Make sure to use your instinct while grinding as well, because once you reach the third sea, you'll be able to upgrade it, and getting used to it early helps a lot. Lastly, don't waste all your time trading. That's more of an endgame activity. Focus on grinding, progressing, and most importantly, have fun. And that's pretty much everything you need to know before entering the third sea. If this guide helped you out, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Blox Fruits tips, and comment down below if you have any questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. This has been Ghost Ant, signing out.